Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with Utze. And an interlude of sorts between ETCOC's semi-final and final. And there is the Taiwan Carcassonne Online Championship 25th semi-final between HotlyHotly and StevenChang. Both are masters with thousands of games experience right now. uh, Both slightly above 600 elo rated, and I guess they have played against each other quite a lot. I won't bother to check their history now. Let's just check if they have already started, and they did just a few seconds ago, so we almost witnessed all the moves. Blue, which is StevenChang, took the first city, then yellow's road. Blue with this one here, yellow hopped on the city. And it looks like these two took a page out of Erwin G's book. This is the first move which took more than 2 seconds. Not sure what's going on there. Maybe they are hoping to take a 1-hour break before the ETCOC final. So I won't mind, but with this pace, it's actually pretty hard to commentate. So I'm thankful for the slight pause now. Even trying to take over this city by employing a cow, for example, and perfect draw, gets the cow. Now he needs a Dorito, doesn't get a Dorito, but HotlyHotly gets the Dorito. So it's tied, or more or less tied right now. +1 for yellow on this frontier. But as consolation, blue gets to take the other city cap. This up top was looking better for a yellow. Now blue might use the monastery on either side. In this case, the one dagger gone could suggest using it over here, but then it would be liable to be blocked from the right side. And also there's this spot, of course, and the same at the bottom, but over here there is the loop road potential, which isn't present on the right side. No, please don't use the standby. Sorry, my monitor is acting up. Okay, so I'm back. Steven obstructed, yellow city up top, yellow just continue with it. Both taking road points. Looks like there could be an interesting field in the middle as well as maybe one at the bottom here. Steven should quite likely now kill this square. Or maybe even turn the tables on yellow. Let's see. The move I would have picked as well. And maybe even a self-block now. Yep, there's only one splitter remaining, and yellow definitely needs that one. Yellow returns the favor, obstructs blue's city there, and considering there are only 2 daggers left, Blue opts to limit this one to the remaining roses and starting tiles, of which there are still 4 now, still 5 now, 4 in the deck. That's an interesting option, and I actually wish blue would have jumped at it. Just adding volatility here would have been nice, but it was or is their last remaining meeple, and this one here was easy to block. This one not that easy to get out of as well, although it's rather hard to block this as long as both roses and starting tiles are still out there. And now they try to figure out whether to take this one or this one. It looks like the 6-point field swayed the decision into the bottom city's favor. And yeah, well, if you draw like this, that's actually pretty easy. Consolation for yellow, they get to close their city at the top as well. But blue's ahead, and also they have already this field in their possession, which scores 1 point more than this. Over here, then it's tied. Over here, it's a +3 yellow. But blue could still continue the road. So this, with all the points scored already, adds to +7 in blue's favor. And they also have this option here of extending their field, but might shy away from this move because it would create an evil hamster. And in this situation, where you are the one in the lead and both are only having a few meeples in their hand, you'd rather not create quick point scoring options for your opponent to take, even if it's only a 50-50. So this here actually, I'm not really sure why this move was taken. So there's only one horse left, 2 drawn in succession by yellow, and blue of whoa, and there's the third one. Quite unlikely, even with only, what was it, 23 tiles to go. So this is dead. Bad news for blue. They use this monastery over here, and in this case, they actually don't mind creating this flip for the road monastery. Right now, they are at +15. If they'd get the road monastery, I'm pretty sure they'd win, unless yellow were to liberate this one here and take, oh, it's the wrong, take the field up top before blue gets to meeple the monastery. For now, blue obstructs the city at the bottom. Still a starting tile and 2 daggers left. Oh, and what this monastery also did was to extend the field to the top to include this city, and therefore this here makes the perfect sense, adding 2 caps on your field again. And this curve, I'm not really sure about. I mean, there's only the remaining cow left to place there. The extenders and the splitters are all gone. So 3 splitters, 3 extenders. What? Again, the wrong order. So blue tried to obstruct yellow. Yellow got this Dorito and another Dorito just to not be blocked into this one. And blue kills this now as there are no horses left. But I guess the real dagger was the road monastery. And everything else is just scoreboard cosmetics. So StevenChang will win the first game versus HotlyHotly, taking a step towards meeting, I think, Alves 11-12 in the finals. We'll check later. Yeah, I mean, it's 29 points. You are meeple down. I don't know, man. Not sure if I'd waste my brain power on figuring out moves here. But we'll see. Yeah, I mean, even the viewers in chat are typing. Mrs. Penguin. No, no, no. By the way, did she even play in this championship? I think she didn't, and that's a shame, actually. I'd consider her to be the best player from Taiwan. Yeah, finds an attacking option. That's okay. If you insist, it's even a double attacking option over here, and 2 pieces would work on the bottom, at the bottom. Well, so the most precise move would be this one, as it would block this attacking option. Else there'd still be the combo of vanilla and monastery in either order. Or, of course, getting the dagger. But it would only net these 15 points, so actually, who cares? Yep. Precision by HotlyHotly. And StevenChang then might just take this here for maybe 7 points later. No, 8 it would have been. But anyway, done and dusted before this exchange of moves here. So pretty convincing win by StevenChang. This block was crucial. And then, of course, taking the not very promising looking field, but quite likely he did see what I didn't, that it was able to extend this to the top with a monastery, and then getting these 2, of course. Pretty fateful events here. Well, looks like one of them is taking a short break. Did they say anything in the chat? Nothing at all. No hi, no have fun, no good luck, no GG, nothing. Curious. But doesn't matter. Here we go. HotlyHotly again with yellow meeples. Taking first 4 points. And blue drawing the first monastery blood. Yellow countering on the other side. And this here is the Carcassonne smiley face. Like this. Yeah. Oh, what is gone? CCR is gone. Oh, that's an interesting one. Doesn't happen that often. Blue opts to take the field. Considering it has a lot of open squares, why not? Let's see if yellow cares about this or not. Using the monastery over here would leave the 3-point road there for blue to take and add a monastery point. So you really can't use the monastery there. That's a shame, but that's the fact. So they opt to go up top with the road to the left, which is the most efficient way, but takes away this monastery spot, at least a monastery spot for the 2 remaining regular ones. But it's pretty easy to loop around a road around this monastery. Downside could be a limitation to the starting tile, and figuring blue just got one, they might even opt to force the issue here. Instead, they put a bit of pressure on yellow city, and yellow is forced to use the marketplace somewhere, and in this case, over here is the better option. You could still take this city for yourself by drawing a splitter over here, but we'll see how this develops. I deem it likely that yellow might even try to kill it. Okay, that didn't work. Blue, of course, jumped on this chance, protecting the monastery and also attacking the city. Now it's at least over here tied, and will be interesting to see if blue will use a Dorito to connect, because there's one severe downside of using this connection, and that's the 3 remaining vertical splitters. The same would be true if you'd connect with a cow, but then at least the city wouldn't be closed here if you'd use it in this orientation, or you'd have this option, but I would deem this unlikely. I'd rather use this and hope to either draw one of the splitters, because in this orientation the diagonal one would work as well, or one of the vertical ones. But blue doesn't do anything of this because they elect to block this square to the 2 remaining starting tiles. That's more or less the same as I mentioned earlier. Might try to kill this once they get fitting pieces which they can't use profitably elsewhere. The downside of all these shenanigans over here is that their field for now is stuck at 3 points. Yeah, yellow kills the option for blue to extend the field here. At least it complicates it quite a lot, but they can't save their monasteries. Yellow doesn't get anything to kill this square, but now it'll be dead. I'm pretty sure of that. If you get the chance to kill these two, you should do it. So there is one and only one cow left to liberate, no, not to liberate these 4 meeples, to liberate these 2 meeples and give these 4 meeples a chance of liberation later on. But for now, that's not really in blue's interest. They have this one meeple versus 2 of yellow's meeples that won't get back into their hands. And this here could still be liberated. But there's also an easy option to kill this monastery. Let's see if yellow will use that one, maybe with a simple road piece and not with a cap. And to protect, blue could have actually used this one. Yellow prioritizes these 3 points over the block. Even though they are ahead, likely even by more than enough to win this game without fighting for the field. Let's see if they ensure against this one, maybe by taking it, maybe hopping onto here and then trying to kill this square. Which comes with risks as well. Instead, they just take the city now and reserve the rights to take a field over here later. Yeah, no great option to add this one to blue's field. So that's the next best option. Could still connect over here. And maybe then add these 2 caps as well. Although this one would be added, of course, when it's closed by virtue of this connection. Yellow extends their lead to 15 points. So even though they lost the starting player advantage, it's looking pretty good for them. Might now try to do something about blue city there. And in this case, just equalizing it might be the better option. The downside is this situation at the bottom, which still could give blue a meeple back. This here would at least take out these 6 city caps. So I'd say they'll use this one. And they do. Yeah. It'll get tricky for blue. They try to wall off this field to take options away from yellow. Yellow still hasn't done anything against the sub-monastery square. Now they try to act against blue city, and any field piece from the top would kill it. Any city piece as well, because yeah, all horses are gone. No, there's still one horse left, but all the road Doritos are gone. So city piece from the top would severely limit this. This one here, for example, could be used like this. With a farmer, of course. For now, blue took the city, added 7 points to their score, 4 for the city, 3 of course by adding this one to their field. But actually it doesn't really matter. Once yellow takes the field, on the other side should be fine for them. Blue doesn't get anything to act here, but at least they are able to pre-close their monastery. Yellow can't block blue again, but gets 4 points in the bank. Now blue quite likely will save this one. They do. And now it might be time for yellow to take the field. Because you'd rather not have blue take this side of the field as well and then kill this square. Yeah. What to do as blue? Go for the volatility move at the bottom, and they do. So Steven hoping to draw the vanilla cap to take not just the monastery meeple back, but also get a juicy 8-point city. Takes this one and thinks about taking the road 2. There are still 2 pieces that would work over there. 1 horse, 1 rose, and multiple straights. And the added benefit is it is, as of now, in yellow's interest to connect these 2 fields. So if you don't use this road, yellow might get a straight and take this 7, maybe then 8-point road for free with even 2 moves if it works out in their favor. It's not as hypothetical or unlikely as it may sound. So no straight for yellow, just 4 points. Nothing to be done about this square with the crossroad. Taking this one would be quite reckless. So like this, hoping to get 2 straights. Also there is this blocking platform, and This would be rather easy to execute by drawing one of the Doritos or even the remaining horse, and that's why blue opts to just take 2 points. Also obstructs another field attacking option. Again, yellow doesn't get a road end nor a straight, just dumps the curve here with 1 meeple in hand. What else should you do? So right now there are 2 6-point fields at the bottom. And why is the starting tile critical? I think it isn't anymore. It's gone anyway, and I think I totally neglected that this simple 4-point move was also executed with the last vanilla. So Blue's monastery is dead. Their hopes of taking this juicy 8-point city are gone. And with it, the hopes of mounting a comeback in this game are dwindling and at a rapid pace. So it's very likely these two will have to play a decider. And taking a peek at the time, I think that's definitely okay. Oh, I forgot to remove one of my sketches. Well, what to do with the curve with 2 meeples in hand? Is there even an option of mounting a 19-point comeback? And one option would be this road, of course. So connecting over here, then preferably getting the rows. Okay, this doesn't work now because you only have the 1 meeple in hand, and this here will get blocked. My idea was this road, hoping to get it and then take over the field. So yellow opts to block over here instead of here. This should work as well, but I think this here might have been more precise. Although, I'm not sure. In the end, at +18, they should be able to win this even with a meeple less in hand. Taking the 6-point field now, and it's 24 points with 3 moves to play and only a 6-point feature, maybe a 12-point feature to take over, but actually there was no chance. Even the ninja attack would have been blocked by yellow instantly. Yep, final nails in the coffin here, and then I'll take a quick break and we'll get to witness a decider between these two. Meanwhile, I'll check if it's really Alvis, not with an E, with an A, who's already secured the final spot. And yes, I did remember correctly. Alvis actually breezed through the playoffs so far after third place in Group B. That's the group Steven Chang was able to win. They dispatched 0607 with 2-0 in the quarterfinal, and Sakura Kim in the semifinal with 2-0 as well. Whereas HotlyHotly needed 3 games versus Mr. Wan, and the same holds true for Steven Chang against Angus in the quarterfinals. So whoever will lose the third one here will have to play Sakura Kim for the bronze medal, maybe only a virtual one. I'm not sure. Maybe there is another Champions League qualification spot up there to play for. Not sure. I would have to check. So, long story short, HotlyHotly wins this one. Duel is tied at 1. We'll get to witness a decider in a few seconds. Yeah, looks like they are not as fast in creating these games, or maybe it just started and didn't. BGA's interface, yep. I wish it were easier to follow these folks. Just I don't know, tiny subscribe for 2 hours button next to a nickname, and then you'd get teleported to all tables. They'd open, create, play at, whatever. Would save me a lot of clicks and a lot of reloads, actually. Blue with the first monastery. Yellow opts to try or go for a city unification, and this here could backfire severely if yellow tries and would successfully execute the kill, but not with a straight. Come on. That's the most likely option to work for blue, by offering them a field over here, because they could employ almost all pieces. So only monasteries, the quadruple city, the quadruple crossroad, and yeah, that's it actually. Everything else could be used to connect or protect, so it's not even worth the move. Advanced road monastery building on the right side, but rather easy. This square is unblockable. There's no such thing as this here. Therefore, I think you'd need the first expansion, although not sure which orientation is in there. Will we see another attempt at killing something? Or will yellow create another city on the left side? No, they go for this move. And yeah, well, tough luck, blue, but I guess you have to suck it up, put the cow here, and then just hope to draw the road monastery later. Yeah, in this case, taking 3 points and then gunning for the block or kill over here. As of now, still many chances for blue to still get this completed. All 3 starting tiles still in the deck. Yellow limits this one here to a starting tile, and here we go. There's the road monastery. I'm not sure what's there to think about. Just meeple the darn thing. And if it gets obstructed here, well, tough luck. So in this case, yellow could limit this to a 50-50. And they actually do. Score still tight. Maybe trying to close your city could have been considered as well. Sorry, wrong shortcut. Blue with the right move, protecting this city on the left side. This way, there's only this combination of dagger and starting tile fitting there. If they would have used, damn it, the curve to the bottom, well then, yellow could have used a dagger to kill this. Meanwhile, these two are jockeying for position up top. Blue obstructing yellow city, yellow trying to kill the square over here. But they actually did a curvy piece with a city part to the bottom, so that actually would have saved this one. Would have still allowed the horse, and they weren't in the mood to add another meeple there when any curve or crossroad could simply kill it. Blue could protect from the top like this. No, that's actually no protection at all. I'm sorry. There is no way to protect this apart from getting the last remaining left-handed dagger or the horse outright. Yellow, meanwhile, protects their monastery and meeples this field, which could expand to the right side, and now it did by killing this square. But there's still hope for blue, and that's getting the necessary pieces over here. Still 2 of each out there, so the chances of getting both are roughly of getting at least 1 of each are roughly 56%. And if they manage to complete this city, here we go, there is the dagger. Now the chances are at 75%. Even slightly more, because they have move more than yellow to take. That's vicious. I think blue would take this juicy 8-point road as well, even though they'd give this meeple back to yellow. But yellow gets the crucial straight here. Now it's looking more and more like blue definitely will need the starting tile. So it would give them 15 points plus 4 for this road, 19 minus 3 to the field, so 16. But with 2 meeples in hand, they might even opt to meeple this here and use the starting tile to attack the field at the same time, preferably, of course, by closing this road. They attack at the top. And then let's see if yellow ensures later. Quite likely not with this piece, as this would help blue. They don't really need to do anything about this square. They do, and take the city to have a good use for a starting tile and force blue to use the left route to connect. Blue puts an open city cap there. If they'd get something to take it, that would be nice, but they don't. Yellow draws the last rows, so the only piece left to liberate blue's road is the horse. Blue successfully connects up top, but they are still down 5 points. And now I think might be time for yellow to do this insurance move. Yeah, just the other way around would have been better, because then, or maybe it wouldn't, because you are the one with only 1 meeple in hand, and it's unlikely to liberate your monasteries with only a few pieces left. So would have been more likely that blue would take this cap, this Dorito, not a cap. Somewhere. Oh yeah, blue got their silver bullet, and now they just need to find another way to attack the field. For now, they take these 6 points, and they might not even have to attack the main field again. If they'd get a cap. Bad news though, yellow got the penultimate cap, and there's only 1 starting tile left in the deck. A starting tile which would allow an outside attack over on the right side. Else there is really not a lot to attack this field without more setups. For example, something like this could work as well. There might be instances where yellow gets straight and can't block here. For now, yellow tries to figure out whether they should take away one of the caps for 1 point, or if there's anything else they need to do now. And I'd say, yeah, sure, you could take the 1 point, but why? You could take 1 point here and kill this field attacking option. But isn't this enough? That's a whole another topic. They only have 3 moves left. Blue still has 4. There is 1 monastery remaining, and the best monastery spots are these. There are more at the bottom, so I don't see any 5-point spot. But actually, these 2 are 5-point spots for yellow, as they add another point to their existing monastery. So getting the monastery would be nice for yellow. Now I think I just go there. Although this also kills the option of using the starting tile here to take the road. So maybe it would be a tad more precise to do this move. Then blue would still have the chance to attack here, but only with the combination of curve and a starting tile, and only in this order as well. But you would create this option, which would add not just the 4 points for the city to your scoreboard, but also 1 point to your monastery, and you'd enhance the monastery spot as well. So this looks to be at least an interesting option. I won't say this is the best, because I'm not on my A game, but well, I mean, there's this one, but this would create the attack here, so can't really do that. Even though adding another cap to your field would be extra sweet. And just outright meepling this, well, it's a 50-50. If it works, you are more or less guaranteed to win the game. But if it doesn't, you wasted a meeple on a 1-point feature. Maybe you'd get the Dorito in the end for a 2nd point, but actually these points could be scored next to your monasteries anyway. So taking the cap, at least for me, would be out of the question. Yeah, and then there's the issue that you still have 3 moves to go and only 2 minutes on your clock. So it's about time to do something. And I see my break time dwindling. So I think there's no reminder needed, but anyway, in half an hour, I'll start streaming the ETCOC 2025 finals Poland versus RCP, a rematch of last edition from 2023, in which Poland was able to secure the gold medal with the closest of all margins possible, and 3-2 match win and 8-7 game wins. Not sure if any of these games were tied, then it would have been even closer. So yellow decides to just take 4 points and adds another city to blue's field there. So it's a net 1 point move. And this works in most cases. There's one case where this would, no, actually it wouldn't backfire, because if blue were able to use this and you might get the Dorito, you couldn't unite these fields, but if blue were to get here, you'd then unite here or there. So actually no way that it would backfire. This here in almost all cases works, unless blue were to get the curve before yellow gets a straight. Blue found pretty useful moves, scoring 11 points with 2 moves on this board. Pretty nice. And therefore yellow's field attack was absolutely necessary. So taking this one here had the upside of creating said field attack, and therefore, at least to me, looks then to be better than my suggestion, although this might have worked as well. There would have been a freshly created 6-point field at the bottom, which blue would have taken now. So I think this was the better way for yellow. And in the end, after the score corrects, they eke out a 1-point win. So pretty close game, and I definitely have to deep dive into yellow's move over here, and would like to try and figure out if it actually had better chances of winning than just taking a 1-point move at the bottom. But I guess as it nicely counters against this permutation of blue getting both the Dorito and the monastery, it looks to be the best option available. And in the end, HotlyHotly won. So they'll play the final of this year's TWCOC against Elvis 1112, and Steven Chang will play versus Sakura Kim for in the third place matchup. And I guess I'll stream these two if it works out time-wise. So that's it for now. I'll see you in roughly 25 minutes for this year's ETCOC Finals Poland RCP. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for liking, subscribing, whatever. See you later. or another time. Bye bye.